Hello and welcome to another episode of Baggers Chat. I'm joined as always by Ethan, Daffy and Mitch Pattinson. Unfortunately, he's pulled up the hat-trick, boys. No Jack Speechley again today.
He's a hat-trick, yeah.
So,
congrats, Speech.
So yeah, we hope he's all good. Obviously, he's been unwell, I think. So hopefully he's all good to get to the footy this week because it's going to be a huge game against the Pies.
Yeah.
This Sunday afternoon, the mighty MCG. How are we feeling, boys?
Super, mate.
Confident, but always a bit wary about these games. I think, when the fixture comes out, you always, pinpoint those games. Obviously, Richmond's already, round one, that's going to happen, but you just don't know when you're going to versus Collingwood, and it's been pretty late in the season this year, I think.
Yeah, because we played them obviously twice. We're playing them again twice this year, aren't we? Playing them
I don't know.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
We played Richmond twice.
Yeah, I thought we played them in August, maybe. No, maybe not.
Maybe.
Yeah,
We're
we're locked up top four.
It'd be all good by then, exactly right. But obviously, last time we met was last year. It was a great game. We couldn't get there, obviously, but so Jack Silvani, I think he pointed
that was
time.
Good. Yeah.
For his granddad. And
was that the week of when he passed?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just passed Friday, didn't he? Yeah. So 62-91 that was. Then we lost the two before that by 21 and 24 points respectively.
That round 2 clash last year was one of the worst nights of my life. I actually, the next day or the next week, I had tonsillitis, so I felt like shit that night. Went to the game going, they'll lift me spirits here, and then Mason Cox kicked 4, so that's all you need to know.
Is he playing? Do we know?
Yes, he's fit, and I think he will be playing. They've got no ruck.
Just real quick then, what happened with his eye thing? Because he wasn't wearing the goggles. It was just after the Dylan Friends episode came out where he said he needs to wear them for his own safety. And then he wasn't wearing them.
During the game.
But he wasn't wearing it during the game on the weekend.
Oh, wasn't he?
I don't think he was.
I don't really try to watch Collingwood. But.
Yeah, we'll double check that. We'll get around that because I don't think he was wearing it.
Oh, okay.
Could be wrong. All right. Anyway, we'll get into our favourite, Blues versus Pies memory. And just, we don't need to pump this up. We know how big the rivalry is. Obviously, it's fair to say a lot of it all happened prior to us being born, obviously playing a lot of grand finals together. And obviously Collingwood turned the name Collywobbles because they kept losing them, which is always good.
And they're still losing them.
Still losing them. Well, when they make them. It's harder to make
them
these days for them. But yeah, obviously, so there's a lot but the rivalry's still there.
Oh, 100%.
If you look at, for me, it come from Cade Simpson and Wellingham when he knocked him senseless, broke his run of consecutive games. Remember that?
Yeah.
So that wasn't good. So
I think especially over the past 3 years, it's reignited. It's reignited. I feel like the kind of fans have gotten around it as well.
I feel like, I agree. I feel like the 2019 one where Chris
that was
that game. It was just we weren't great, and they were pretty good coming off a grand final loss.
Close game as well. It was 24.
Yeah, we were up 10 points.
Yeah, in the last quarter
with 8 minutes to go. Yeah,
that's right. And
we choked like usual, but it was just a good vibe about it. It was actually my birthday that day. Went with mates and that. It was just a really good day at the G, in terms of footy's back and,
Like red footy. I think it was a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah,
and red
Saturday,
footy, it just felt like a finals game.
Felt right.
It felt right, spot on.
And obviously the 4 points is the big thing we want out of this game.
Yeah.
But it's also, the ledge is squared. So this will get our noses just in front. I don't know the exact number. There's been 3 or 4 draws.
128,
4 draws.
4 draws.
So this will get us just in front. But more importantly, we're after the 4 points, of course. Now, I'll go to you, Pato. What is your favourite Carlton? Did I say it right?
Yep.
Collingwood moment. So have you heard how Kuda says it?
Hey?
I like the way Kuda says it.
Yeah.
That, but anyway, we'll go to you, mate. Favourite moment?
There's so many. We could say the Cripps goal. Cripps, this is a big moment. Hold your breath. There's so many.
Yeah.
But mine's quite recent. As you just mentioned before, Jack Silvani.
Yeah.
I think that it still brings goosebumps to me. Like that sort of moment when he just looked up. Serge had so many great moments in the navy blue and especially against Collingwood. So many great moments. And I just think that with that, when he actually looked up and pointed to the sky, that was just absolutely, and it would have been so much better if there was a crowd there.
Yeah, was just thinking that.
But then I just think that I know the crowd effects were shit house, but I just think entitled that moment, how all the players got around him, that was kind of the turning point. I personally think with Jack Silvani's career.
Is there a bigger name at our football club, or even just in football in general, then obviously Abbott's a huge name. And just our footy club, I think it's the biggest name.
100%.
Biggest
I think
family.
Sergio would have played a couple of hundred games.
Just in terms of
300.
impact on the club, premiership players, and they kind of embody what Carlton's all about, which is that kind of you got Italians and all that type of different backgrounds and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, exactly right. I think Serge might have been, was it president or coach there? I can't remember now. Obviously we're not that. We're quite young.
And obviously they're all good players, and Jack's really turned into a fantastic player for us, and I think he'll just get better and better.
Yeah,
absolutely, mate. Favourite moment?
Oh, there's plenty. We touched on a few before we went live here, but for me is when I was little, and it was Fev kicking bags against the Pies. Particularly, there was one where I think he was on Nick Maxwell. He's laying on the ground and kicked a goal on his back, and then let the cheer squad know. I just remember that moment as a little Fev fanboy when I was a little boy. But I think those were the best moments. I think Fev really came out against a Collingwood, even though we were struggling in some of those years. But he always came out to play on those big days at the G. Yeah. So yeah.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Was it the Millennial game? Was that against Collingwood where he kicked 12? I think his first game.
I think which.
Well, that was obviously when we were just
little.
At the time.
And they played a New Year's Eve. Was that a New Year's Eve one?
Millennial.
New Year's Eve game.
So I think he kicked.
that's right.
It was
it was an
technically his first.
exhibition
It was an exhibition game. I think he kicked like 12.
12.
No
one knew he was.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yep.
So great player and a lot of good moments. What am I going to go now? What do you left me? I'll go Daisy Thomas, I reckon.
Yeah, I knew you would say that. I knew you would say
it. A bit of candy there. Was it the 150th?
Yeah, 150th anniversary
of
Collingwood.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And
of the bastards.
And how good was that to spoil it? Oh,
and him especially.
Daisy. Was it gold sack?
Tyson gold sack.
Yeah, that was
Saltham's candy.
Another one. Murphy?
That'll go down. Like you look in 40 years' time and you tell your kids that. Like you just showed that
fine for that, didn't he?
Yeah, I think Australia should have paid that fine because it was Australia to Collingwood.
Done it for all the other supporters, all the other teams in the league. All right, boys, good. That was good. I like that. We'll get into some potential inclusions now. Obviously, we are filming this. I'm not sure, 100% sure when the episode's going to come out, but we are.
Thursday night.
Yeah, so we're filming this just before teams, so we're not 100% sure of the teams as of yet.
Yep.
But put your coaching hat on, Pato. I want to know who you're bringing in, mate, and who's going out.
Yeah, there are a few people that we could bring in. But I think one name comes to mind, and that is Jack Martin. I just think that his class, his talent, his kind of presence around the ground, especially in the forward line, I think that will help us tremendously. I hate to say it, and Jack Carroll's been pretty good. Has had a few off games, but I just wouldn't mind him just kind of going out of the side. Not saying you've been dropped, but kind of just say, well, I mean, yes, he has been dropped. Well, he has been dropped.
In terms of not, negative, more of a
negative,
positive thing.
more like you've had those, like Josh Honey, like I think Matt Owies he played like one game in 2020. I'm not too sure, but like just have those 2 games at the AFL level, then go to the VFL and then actually start dominate the VFL and find yourself back in the side.
I guess it's for Carroll. It's like you're doing this right, this right, but we need you to work on this or that, which I think is absolutely 2 games, whatever it's been now. I think that's a good one. I like that
He's
one.
actually 4-0. He's chasing down Jake Bowie.
Jake Bowie,
from the D's. So
so then I also have many sub Brody Kemp. I just always love that utility type. I think I said at the start of the season, Evan. I just like the utility type as a medi sub, so I think Brody Kemp would be the perfect medical sub.
Might have missed it, but so Carroll's out. Who's in?
Yeah, so Carroll's out, Jack Martin.
Jack Martin,
and Kemp is medical sub. I like that, Pato. Where are you, mate?
I pretty much agree with Pato, but for me, I just think obviously Newsy was out last week with illness and he was in the side. I think he's been playing very well. He just has that dynamic role where you can put him half forward and then wing and then play some time different ends of the ground. But I think Newsy comes in for Carroll. I just think it's a straight swap really because Carroll's been playing that kind of has some wing minutes and then has some half forward and then goes in the middle. I feel like Nunes really has earned his spot. I think the dynamic of the team, you can't just bring in a Dow or a... what's your question, mate?
A question for that is, so would you see, because Jack Harrell's going out, and especially with that left footer, would you see Zach Fisher maybe transitioning through the midfield a little bit more?
Maybe.
Yep.
It is a tough one. I think Fisher's been fantastic, and I think the role he's playing, I think we need him to be able to bring the ball forward, and it shows with our entries in the last few weeks. For mine, obviously Martin Medi sub. I think I agree. If he's in, I'm not going to be unhappy. I'll be happy that he's in. I think he's a fantastic player, and he really built some form before he got injured. But yeah, I think ease him in. He'd be a good Medi sub. Like if someone goes down, he can fill a role. So
just on that, so you reckon he'd be a better Medi sub than what a Nunes would be? That could come, he could come in and play, as you said, a few different roles.
Yeah.
Is it good to have that? I guess maybe utility or whatever you want to call it, sort of player as a sub that can come in and, besides ruck and play more often than not, play a few different roles, but you prefer to have Martin, you reckon? As
and I think Martin in the twos is probably not worth it. I think, if there's the last quarter, someone goes down, Martin comes in, I can count on him to be, a few good patches, 2 goals, 3 goals, he wins the game. So that's pretty much how he plays anyway.
Yeah, he was Medi sub against Port? What was the game that he was Medi sub and then he came on? Maybe Hawthorn.
Yeah,
one of those games.
Yeah,
he came on and he actually made an impact.
He came on like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But I think with Dow, it's tough for Dow. Just there's not many spots for him. Just in terms of the midfield group, I think everyone goes, we've got to play him. But geez, the midfield group's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty, not just pretty good at our standard, pretty good at like top AFL elite.
So would Dow come in for?
He could.
Or
I wouldn't be unhappy if he came in.
Yeah. I think he's earned it.
Yeah,
I think
he's definitely earned it.
But once again, is there a spot in that midfield? Because I don't want him at forward pocket.
Yeah, and during the VFL coverage the other day, I think one of the commentators might have been Jason Bennett, was talking about he's got to be able to add another string to his bow by playing forward and being able to impact forward. And I think, if he can do that, then he can come in for a guy like Carroll.
Not even playing forward, he's kicking. On the weekend, he might have hit 2, 3 in the first quarter, something like that, I think, against Frankston or maybe another.
Which is fantastic.
A few different quarters there where he's kicked a few goals, just bang, bang, bang. Which is good to see.
And I reckon that's probably been one of his weaknesses, is his
100%.
actually effective disposals.
Yeah.
You're saying he's signed on, hey?
Yeah, so his contract ends end of next year. So he's still got another year.
Unless he lose after that?
Tough, but we'll see, because you never know. Kennedy might have a form slump, or someone might have a form slump, or he might find a new role, half forward or something like that. So who knows?
I like it. Well, yeah, I had Dow potentially coming in for Carroll, but I think what both of you boys said is very good points, and I wouldn't mind either one of them. All right, Ethan, your time to shine, mate.
Yep.
Key
matchup. So this one's been talked about in the last week. He's a bit of a personality, isn't he, Jitovan? I don't mind him, but this week I don't like him at all. But against Liam Stocker, who I think was fantastic against Papley last week. I think directly, when he's a direct opponent, I think it was like 41 minutes, and only kicked 1 goal on him. And Papley's a pretty, one of the best small forwards in the league. Unfortunately, didn't choose Carlton, but... What do you think about this matchup, Pato? I think it's going to be interesting. I think Stocker, he can really play well here.
Yeah, I definitely see this to be the undercard in the main event. I don't know if it's Ginnivan or Ginnivan. I don't know if the media has actually confirmed it. Yeah. But I'm going with Ginnivan because I like to call him Gin. But the Gin v Stocker, what a matchup. I've been actually looking for, I think as soon as the siren sounded last week, I think I was just like, come on. I just can't wait to see it, because Stocky's that hard nut that you've just been wanting for so long. And then, like we spoke about last week, 2 weeks ago, Plowman's changed his game because he's now just full on into, he's now changed his mindset. And I think that's just because of Stocker actually saying, obviously it's not Stocker, it's more Voss actually saying to the players, we need to be harder. But now that there's so many players, because if Ginnivan gets into Stocker, overcomes Plowman, overcomes
Weeders, he comes everyone.
Weeders, so many players.
Youngie wouldn't be far away either.
Yeah, Youngie.
Lewis Young.
He flies the flag.
Yeah, exactly. He's probably one of the main ones. Yeah. But there's so many. But I can't wait to see that. But I think Ginnivan's a pretty good player. I reckon he's actually kind of underrated.
He's handy.
He's probably he's definitely handy. I think he's not really seen to be the talented footballer. He's more seen to be the little bit of the guy that gets into plays, but I think he's actually pretty good.
I think he's pretty handy, to be honest. How do you think Stocker can minimise Ginnivan's impact on the game?
I'll just say that I did watch before that. I did watch Jesse Motlop with the GoPro earlier on in the week, and he does a better job. But
shout out Cornsey.
Cornsey, I like his hair.
Good on you, Cornsey.
Character. I don't mind him. I think he's a pretty good player. What from Bendigo, isn't he? I think Speech.
Country boy. So
Speech is not a fan. But I think he's all right. But I think Stocker will bring him down a peg or two.
Yeah. I think Stocker's a bit more mature.
Yeah.
Hard nut, like you said. So we'll move on. And this guy's, I think, robbed Wiedering of an All-Australian in the previous seasons. Darcy Moore on Charlie Curnow. What do you think of this matchup, Pattinson?
I think Charlie's got it.
Yeah.
I think he's starting to find that form of actually having the mindset of
every week.
I could be the key. I could be this number one forward, and we're fucking forgetting Harry Mackay is going to come back into this side. So I think Darcy Moore. I rate him higher than a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I think he's actually okay, but Charlie Curnow, Moore hasn't played on a Charlie Curnow type all year. So it can either go the way of Moore hasn't played on this type of player all year, so it might go bad, but Charlie Curnow, he's been fucking good this year.
You look at Darcy Moore against Richmond, and Lynch kicked 7 on him, and
exactly right.
And I think with Collingwood, what they struggle with, I think Moore's good as well. Moore and Howe are very good, but they're very similar.
Yeah.
They're not that kind of key back like a Young where you stack like a Weeders. They're very, flying at the ball, more flying instead of being that big. I think Madgen's out. He's not the best defender.
Is Roughhead playing?
Nah,
He's not playing?
He might be.
Might be injured. I'm not sure.
I think he might be injured, but they just don't have that key back.
Yeah.
That's not that. They don't have that main defender.
And
I think
like
more.
the lockdown.
But they're probably lucky Harry's not playing.
Yeah.
Obviously, was it 6 goals won, I think, last week, wasn't it, for Charlie?
Yep.
Yeah, 6 goals won.
How do you see, from a Collingwood perspective, how do you see them, or more in particular, stopping Curnow? Like, is Curnow going to take him up the ground, so to speak, or is he just a better mark? Or how do you see us dominating this contest?
I think Curnow just provides something different, in terms of he can kick goals from anywhere on the ground. Like if he's 40 out, on an angle, you just can't give him that space, because you showed on the weekend, like his first goals from 50 on an angle.
Yeah.
Like, this is a key forward. What is he, 6'6", 6'7"?
Yeah.
Tall guy. I think it's going to be tough for Collingwood, but I think they've got some good defenders in, Crisp and Maynard and that. So I think it's going to be tough for the smalls, our smalls.
Yeah.
So.
Chris played well on the weekend.
He's been good all year. I think he's arguably their best player currently.
Yeah, I think
he won their BNF last year. I think he'll win it again.
Yeah.
So we've got to be able to minimise his impact off half back. So
Absolutely.
We'll move on. Obviously, Grundy being out for Collingwood since round 6 with a syndesmosis or something very similar to Pitto. It might be a PCL or something around the knee area. Their 2 rucks, Darcy Cameron, who was fantastic on the weekend. I think he almost got the 3 votes.
He's been really good.
Talked up.
Darcy,
and obviously the big Coxie against TDK, and I think plays into TDK's hands a little bit, just in terms of being able to run him around and being that more skilled ruckman.
Right.
Yeah.
Pato?
I do rate Cameron quite highly. Cox, I think. We all love Coxie.
Yeah.
But I don't.
You just never know. You never know.
I've never rated him. Yes, he had one good game, but literally against Richmond, probably on arguably the biggest stage of them all, but a prelim final. But yeah, I think Cox. It will be good to see him back out there, because I think that he's obviously he's worked very hard. If you haven't seen the Dylan Friends show, he had Coxie was on that show, and I think he spoke beautifully about how he actually.
It's good to get to know him.
Yeah.
You look at a guy on the field and you go, geez, he's a dickhead. But he might actually be a genuinely good bloke.
Yeah,
so.
I think that most of them would be, wouldn't they?
Yeah. What do you think with TDK, mate? How do you reckon he'll go?
Well, I think he went really well last week. And, obviously there's 2 big boys there. We've really just got TDK, to be fair, I guess. Then Jack and Wiedering. Is it a matter of whoever is near the ruck contest, as it happens at times?
Bam Bam, Cripper, Weeders. I don't mind it. It kind of...
That reminds me when you were a kid.
Yeah,
You go up, young fella. You go up, young fella.
Yeah, just go.
Just go, yeah,
but,
exactly. But no, I reckon we'll be all right. I think obviously they're probably bigger, but he's a bit more of a bit more athletic.
I feel TDK is a big boy though, Tommy. I think he's almost bigger than Darcy Cameron in a way. I think Cameron's more that lanky kind of ruckman. He's a big boy, obviously, but Coxie's obviously that big ruckman. I think TDK's got this. I'm confident in him.
That obviously definitely plays in their hand though, in the sense that they've just got the 2 alternating rucks, whereas TDK is pretty much going.
Well, I guess you got Sauce. Sauce plays a big role, so I think Vossi's tended to try and keep Sauce up forward just to keep that structure since Harry's been out. So Cripper might have to be there a bit.
Before we go into that, Cripper. So how do you see his role? How have you seen his role the last couple of weeks, and how do you see his role on the weekend?
I think he's more that ruckman around the stoppage. I think he allows a TDK to go behind the ball and be able to defend.
Yep.
But I don't mind him winning games. So I just don't want that to impact his overall game. You know what I mean? Like he only had 18 touches on the weekend, which is still decent considering he's playing the ruck. But geez, he's a good captain, man. He does whatever the coach wants him to do. But yeah,
still the best in the league.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
he's just hit a little bit of a.
yeah.
He's not. But I just think that, I mean, like as we mentioned last week, like that he can impact in other areas. Like yes, he's not getting 35 and 3, but he's getting 19 and
the thing
8
with
tackles.
the thing with Cripper is he's one of the best players, not the best player in the league. Let's just call a spade a spade. He's going to cop a tag here and there.
Yeah.
He's going to take the So that's going to free up Kennedy. Walsh, exactly.
And look what happened last
Cheryl,
week. Like
I can see Collingwood tagging one of our mids. You know, Taylor Adams might be just harder at
Taylor,
Walsh or but then we've got options. You got Georgie and Kennedy and
I think that's
maybe
where
a
it plays
Dow
out
if he's
hand.
playing.
The depth is exactly right. 3 quarters of footy, 4 quarters of footy. How many quarters did we win? And we discussed it obviously off air, but just in terms of some people saying, and Jack would be one of them if he was here, about us not being able to, I guess, run out games or whatever you want to call it. You've been listening to a bit of Blue Abroad.
Yep.
And
shout out.
I'd like to for you to mention what they said and also your opinion on it as well.
So I was listening to the Monday night show and Paul Sebastiani, shout out to him. He's a good analyst and he's good commentary sometimes on the VFL. So shout out. He was just saying, what's all the talk about? Like we're 8-2, right? We won one quarter on the weekend and we still won by 3 goals and we could have won by more. Yeah. Like in terms of, we are able to run out of game. How are we not able to run out of game when we're 8-2?
Yeah,
exactly. You know what I mean? I think obviously this week you'd rather 4 quarters of fantastic footy. I think the one game we did that was probably Adelaide. Yep. I reckon, but just in terms of we were consistent, but we didn't have a 9-goal quarter. We just had a few 5-goal quarters.
5 goals, yeah.
Exactly. It was more,
which is good as well.
Spread it out more opposed to just all in one quarter and then lose a fair chunk of the quarters.
Yeah.
I think that comes down. Look, they're gonna come back though. Like, I think that's the thing. Like when you're up by 50 points, a lot of people think that it's just beat them by 100 then.
No, it's not that easy.
It doesn't happen like that. No, like they will come back. A few magnets will be switched around.
Yeah,
they will come back twice as hard. What do you reckon?
On that, and I've been meaning to say this for about 3 or 4 weeks, Carlton supporters expect No, I'm not even going at the Carlton supporters at all. But as a supporter base, we're very good, right?
Fantastic.
But there's a few percent of them that expect us to be Melbourne within literally 3 months.
Yeah.
We have a brand new coach. We have a brand new coaching staff.
Yeah. Top to bottom. We've got new CEO, new president, new everything.
Spot on. Exactly.
It could not be more new. It's 6 months. We're up 3rd on the ladder.
Exactly. Like last year, we were almost thinking about a new rebuild. Almost. Let's be real. We probably did go through.
We didn't know where we were.
Exactly. We didn't know where we were.
We had stars, but did we have enough to be able to challenge?
We are 3rd on the ladder. We are 8-2.
And genuinely, I think we're a premiership threat. The way we are playing right now, we are.
Of course, right now, of course. But now, my expectations are so high right now that even if we end maybe 6th, we win a final, we get knocked out in the semi-final, I don't mind. Because bring that experience into next year. I don't see this year to be our premiership window, which I'm sure like a lot of people will agree. I'm not too sure about you boys, but I don't see us. I think we're a little bit behind at Brisbane. I had to say it, but even if Fremantle's probably a little bit closer, even St Kilda, I'm not too sure. They've had the finals experience in the past 2 years. That's the thing.
I just think for experience-wise, I just think we have enough firepower to win the flag. But I'm not trying to be, we've proven it. Yeah. We've proven it week in, week out. I agree, you build into next year, if we're in that situation. But, geez, if we're, 5 weeks in, we're in the box seat to be in the top 4.
We've pretty much made the finals. That's pretty much it's 4 games. I think pretty much.
You probably need to win 12 minimum, so 4 more wins. Yeah.
So that's almost a secondary goal. Top 4's priority one now. I think.
Yes,
you've got to get in the top 4, and top 4 alone means that you're giving it some sort of a shake.
Yeah, 100%. You win that one qualifying final, and you're a home pre-league.
Exactly.
Well, we saw that with.
Well, the Dogs actually came 5th, so they even almost won the flag. So
yeah, exactly right. It shows you can do it from from anywhere. But
but I think each week we've just got to worry about the task ahead.
100%.
Whether it's a North or a Melbourne, I think we just need to get the 4 points. And
just on that,
you're not going to win every week, but
what needs to happen for us to win this week?
I think just the same brutal football. Yeah. I think they'll get a bit wary when we hitting packs hard. I think the pressure on the weekend was fantastic, especially that second quarter. Sydney were all all over the place, like headless chooks, really.
Yeah.
And I think Collingwood being that younger side, just making them known we are a step ahead of them. And when you think about it, our average age on the weekend was 24.2.
What's theirs?
25.8. And apparently they had a great young win with all their young players. We beat Sydney with their younger side.
Players like Still Sidebottom and Penderbury definitely do raise it up.
Still though, they're there. Yeah. Crisp's there. He's over 30.
Yeah.
Young side.
I think like us with losing Eddie Betts, Mark Murphy, Levi Carswell's helped us a lot. Like Ed Cono's our oldest player.
Yeah,
like, it's pretty unbelievable.
But it's just the terms of
age discrimination here.
It's just the terms of
you could get done for age discrimination here.
It's just the terms of media. You're not doing enough research.
Yeah.
If you're calling young pies.
Yeah.
When
just because we're younger doesn't mean they're not young.
Yeah.
But, I see what you mean though. Yeah, 100%.
But they will get But we'll move on. I think stoppage. Work. I think we've been fantastic all year. I think we're number one in the league. Yeah. Just do that again. I think our mids are better than theirs. We've got some good mids, Pendles and Taylor Adams, who is probably the most annoying bloke on their list.
You see Pendle playing a lot of time in the mid. Where do you see him?
I think he's been more half back, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Which I don't mind.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I think he's a good user, but just get the win, boys, and get a good start again. If we have a 9-goal quarter, I can see us blowing them out.
Yeah.
Hollywood, I'm very excited for this. So we'll get into our predictions now. We'll go straight to Ethan, because if he probably hasn't actually written this, probably from 3 weeks ago, what's written down here.
No.
But
did this morning.
This is big. Run us through it.
Yep, so Fish, first goal. I think he can launch one 50 on the run. Just gets the crowd going, roaring, and a bit of, up yours, pies. Best on ground he's under the pump, and I put Adam Chera. I think he'll kick a couple, one on the left, and then just do a little, just in front of the Collingwood cheer squad. I've got the Blues by 65. I think we'll have a strong start, and just after half time, we'll just hit them hard.
Not quite finish. Goals?
Nah, I think they'll kick a point in the last minute.
You're not too far, not too much different.
I'm not a bit key when I was writing, because I know that Daff wrote his predictions first, and I actually wrote 64. Then I saw Daff, and I was like, no, 1 point. I need to put it down a little. I was going to go a little bit higher, but Collingwood have actually been pretty good this year. I hate to say it, but so I put Charlie Kerner for first goal. I think that will be a great start to shut up Darcy Moore. Best on ground, Cripper. A little bit of a response to once again be the best player in the league, and of course a response from Chera. Completely agree. I think that will be a great response for him to have maybe 25 and a goal. I think that will be a same sort of game like he did against Richmond. And I have Blue Baggers by 54 points.
I like it, Pato.
We've got to give him a mention. That was good, mate. Got to give him a mention here somewhere. Speech.
Who wrote these down?
I don't know.
Me.
I think he wrote him down. I think Speech wrote him down. First goal, Plowman. Best on ground, Plowman. Pies by how many?
132 points, mate.
There we go.
Cheers, Speech League.
Tell you what, it wouldn't be too far off it, what he would say.
Let's hope he's having a little giggle in the road to recovery.
Yeah, I hope he's all good, getting the whatever drugs you need for the flu. I don't even know what you need, but make sure he's getting them down him. I don't get sick, so I wouldn't know. So I've got first goal, Motlop. Best on ground, Cripper. I reckon he's not just a big-time player, he's a
pretty good player.
But he'll come out here and I just see us running it out really. 56 points. Cripper best on, first goal to Motlop. All right, that just about does the seniors. We'll just do a bit of a preview, obviously, of the VFL. Not a great start to the season. Dropped off a bit, but I guess a few injuries in the seniors, a few VFL players go up.
Impacts,
it's
a cycle, isn't it?
Yeah, and the cycle doesn't always favour the VFL. You've got to do what you can, especially up against VFL standalone clubs that are just consistent, same teams every week, I guess. But it wasn't great on the weekend losing to Sandy, but they are back at the old home, I guess you could say, this weekend at Preston City Oval against the Bull Ants this Sunday, 105. Bit of a clash there in terms of time. Depends how fast you drive or how fast the train is, but I think we should be right there. But Who do you say you're getting the win there? We realistically should beat them.
Northern Bullants are struggling a little bit. They've been
Understandable.
all right the last few weeks, actually. They've got some good... Yeah, Willow, who used to play Northern Blues, he's a good player.
Captain, yeah. Great player.
But fantastic VFL player. I think he's almost unlucky not play AFL. He's very, very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Blues will get up.
Yeah, Blue Bag's by 50.
Oh no, it's a big win all round for the Carlton Footy Club.
Yeah,
all right.
and I've got Crocker for 11.
Crocker for 11. Shout out to Crocker, doing very well.
Crocker for 11. If he gets 11, you got to hand him the mid-season contract.
Mid-season contract. There you go, mate.
Yeah.
But, that's just about it, boys. So, anything else?
Just win, Blues. This is a big game.
Have we pumped this up enough? It is we hate Collingwood.
Oh,
it's the filth.
This means more.
Despise them.
This means more than the premiership.
Yeah.
But
fuck the flag. We win this. I'm celebrating. I'm going down Lygon Street with my top off.
Yeah, I think this is a big test because this is probably just once again an arch-rival game, and they bring something else. Doesn't matter if they're last on ladder, we're first. It brings something within the club.
Yeah.
So it just comes down to this.
Tell you what they don't bring: teeth.
Yeah.
Absolute prick of a club. We hate them, and
they're keeping the dentures running though. So
Cares is keeping them in business, aren't they?
Yeah. Shout out.
Hopefully their settling covers that. But alrighty, that'll do us, boys. If you're not already, make sure you follow on what have we got: YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. What else? Instagram,
everything.
Facebook,
Amazon, literally
every social media, even ones that don't even exist yet.
Exactly, because we will
be
creating them for Bag Australia.
Exactly right. All right, like, follow, subscribe, share with your friends, and as always, Pato.
And as always, boys, up the Baggers.
Blues.